Hello, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon. We are going to be diving into the pituitary, the pineal gland, and the brain today. We're going to be looking at what energy is in the space in the center of your head, what's occupying your ajna, your third eye, your crown, just this whole area of how much of you are taking up space in the center of your head, i.e., your vision, your place of being able to create, to dream. So, welcome. I'm going to give folks a couple minutes here to jump in. And as always, if you'd like to write where you're tuning in from. So, the flow of today is going to be that we are going to do some breath work and then go into the meditation. And this breath work is going to be a key breath work that you can work with in your own time. I highly recommend it. It's a really simple but profound breath pranayama to be able to regulate your nervous system, to be able to balance the energy centers and really come into coherence within your own energy field. All right, so we're just going to give it a couple moments. And how is everyone doing out there? August has been a bit wild, a bit rough, a bit everything. I was talking to an astrologer friend, and she was saying that things are going to start shifting here soon as eclipse season arrives. So, in that being said, I've talked to many people from all over the world, and that these energies, these portals, we can call them more in the spiritual community, these frequencies, information that are coming onto the planet, and the veils being so much more thin. And people are having a rough go at it. I know many people who've had physical issues, myself included. It's been a rough month health-wise for myself and for many of my sisters and fellow priestess oracles and all of that. So, it's just ever so important to remember our tools, remember to ground, get yourself out on the earth, your feet on Gaia to help reset and nourish your connection and your connection to your body. There's so much going on in the collective, and I feel like I say that a lot, and I'll probably continue to say that a lot because that's just how it rolls right now, right? And so part of also going into the exploration, the curiosity of what is filling up your space, what is who's in the center of your head? Is it the news? Is it your spouse? Is it just static? Like, how are you able to really sit in the center of your creativity, your vision, the place of your inner knowing, that intersection of the brain, and really be able to own your space? And that, again, is just discernment. Being able to have clear sight is so important, and it's going to continue to be so important in this world of smoke and mirrors, in this world of AI that's going to be continuing to be. We've entered into the fourth industrial revolution, but they're calling it the fourth information age, and that's really about the artificial intelligence and human intelligence. And I was speaking with someone, we were chatting about all this, and how important to be able to know what makes you human. And that seems kind of fucking wild that we have to even ask ourselves that, but that's what is happening. That's where we're going to be going, is really taking care of your human heart and what makes you authentic. And that's not going to be the stories of the mind, right? It's we all have the same stories, honestly, if you break it down. And so it's a lot of managing your own energy system, managing your third eye, especially right in the age of information that comes in, bombardment, being on screen. So I always I'm very aware of the irony of speaking about a lot of the influence of being on screens and being on a screen to reach you. But the way that the frequencies, the way that the light, right? So we're going into the pineal gland. The pineal gland is so sensitive to light. I have a dear friend who has stopped using lights at night and lights candles, and then goes to bed as the sun goes to bed, and really has taken out all of these different light bulbs in her house because it has affected her health and her hormones to a pretty intense degree. And so it's just, we didn't have to, our ancestors didn't have to contend with a lot of what we're contending with right now. So, again, just so important to use your tools. Self care is just going to look different than it did 5 years ago, right? It's going to look different 5 years moving forward. So, to be able to really take care of what is authentically, uniquely you that can't be replicated. Again, I've just been tuning into what's going on in the external world, especially with artificial intelligence and generative AI. And, it's like they were saying that if you are in a place of, teaching, and even if it's like your own unique material, if you've got enough material out online, like AI is going to be smart enough to be able to regurgitate it. So we're also going into the age of regurgitation. So it's just so important to see like what is you that's not replicable. And that's going to be your heart. That's going to be your connection to your soul source, like what lights you up. And then making sure to have energetic hygiene to clear out your energy space, clear out the center of your head, to know what thoughts are yours and what are programs that you have hooked into. So we're going to get rolling here. Again, we're going to start with the breath. Then we're going to go into a guided exploration of looking at what energy is in the center of your head. I'll walk you through it as always. And then we'll go through a clearing and then an amplification of the two sides of your brain. So we're going to be looking at the left side, the right side, your whole brain together, the brain stem, the pineal gland, pituitary, which is deep in the center of your brain, and helping to clear that out because as the increase of energy in the brain is going to be an increase of consciousness, it's going to be an increase of awareness. And so whenever we do anything, so it could be a breath for 3 minutes, you're feeding the brain, and you're helping the cerebral spinal fluid move in a more direct, intentional way. So it's going to amplify. So our cerebral spinal fluid, of course, is always moving. But when we work with pranayama, when we work with the breath, we work with holding the breath in and letting the cerebral spinal fluid bathe the brain, exhale, and letting the release. We are activating these certain parts of our brain, bringing more energy to it. So then we're able to have more access to consciousness and awareness. So the breath we're going to go into is called square breathing. It's a 4-part breath. It's a very simple breath and very powerful, where you are going to inhale, and then you're going to hold the breath at the top, and then you're going to exhale and hold the breath at the bottom. And the reason why it's called square breathing, there's a lot of other different names as well, but so let's say your breath, your natural breath count is you're going to inhale for the count, let's say 4. So I'm going to hold my awareness right at my third eye, also right deep inside my brain. So I hold for a count of 4 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that part of the square. I'm going to exhale for the same amount of count through my nose. 4 counts. And then once the breath is all the way out, I'm going to hold the breath out for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we all have different lung capacities, and depending on if it's early morning for you, if it's later in the day, whenever you're watching this, whether it's live or the replay, our breath has a rhythm throughout the day. So you don't want to force it. So where when you're holding the breath in, it activates that sympathetic nervous system of like, "Ugh, I need to take a breath," right? When we like hold our breath or we're underwater for too long and we come up and we're like, and it kind of got to that activated system. We don't want that. But you want to be able to stretch your breath. So, whatever your capacity is, without going into that sympathetic response, if that makes sense. But you also want to make sure to have like a full, long, deep breath. So, again, we're going to inhale. You're going to choose what count works for you. You're going to inhale for that count. Let's say it's 3. So, you're going to inhale. I'm going to hold the breath at the top, focusing on my third eye, also awareness deep inside my brain, same count. Exhale. Hold my breath out. And that's 1 round. So we're going to do a few rounds of this. And this is such an important breath to have in your back pocket. You can do it while you drive. You can do it while you're, not closing your eyes, but anywhere, and it really helps to balance out the left and right hemispheres of the brain. It helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, helps to quiet the sympathetic nervous system. It brings blood flow, brings energy, consciousness up into the center of the brain, and along the way, it's also saying hello to all your centers. So we're going to go in, I'm going to jump in here now, and we are going to be doing a lot of work up here, up in the brain, up in the crown, the ajna. So I'm not going to do a long grounding. I'm going to trust that you know how to ground. If you do end up feeling lightheaded or that was a lot of energy, then take care of yourself. Have your go put your feet barefoot on the earth. You can take a bath. Just take care of yourself, your sovereign being, and be able to ground if it feels like too much. Alrighty, well, we are going to jump on in. Okay, dears, as always, get comfortable. Grab the music. So taking these first few moments to arrive. Finding your seat. Summoning yourself to yourself through all timelines, all dimensions, all realities. Letting yourself sink into this moment, into your body. Saying hello to your body. How's your body this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're listening? How's your mental state? Just getting curious, observing. You feel a little anxious in this moment or earlier? Do you feel relaxed? And somewhere in between that spectrum, just let your loving presence observe. How's your emotional body today? How's your heart? A lot of people have been going through a lot. So just taking a moment to have compassion. Maybe sending some love to those tender parts of yourself. And also the parts of yourself that are so brave, so resilient. And feeling your connection with Pachamama, the sacred earth beneath you. Saying hello to this incredible being that holds us as humanity plays out its dramas, its dharma. And moving your awareness to the top of your head, the crown center. Letting the petals unfurl. Connecting your crown to your soul light. A foot above your head, your 8th chakra, the Ba. And from your Ba, the 8th center, right into the heart, connecting right into the heart of the great mystery, right into the heart of love, of God, Source. Not only are you saying hello to these energy centers and these consciousness, but allow yourself in this next few moments to receive that hello back. That hello back from the sacred earth, that hello back from the infinite intelligence of love, of consciousness, of Source. Breathing in and breathing out. And finding your way to your breath, the inhalations and the exhalations. Feeling the rise and fall of the energy up and down your spine. We're going to begin a few rounds of that square breathing. So again, it's equal parts breath. You're going to choose what count feels the best for you. All exhaling together, letting the air leave your nose, coming all the way out the body. Then inhaling, bringing your awareness to the base of your spine as the breath moves up your central channel, up through all of your chakras. When you get to the top of the head, focusing at the third eye and deep into the brain, hold your breath in. Then exhale that same count. And hold your breath out for that same count. And then begin again, making adjustments if it was too long, if you felt like that sympathetic nervous system got activated. If you were doing a count of 4, do a count of 3. If you felt like that was easy, perhaps up it a little bit. But inhaling what works for you, deep. Slow, intentional energy moves up the spine. Pausing at the top, hold the breath in. Feeling the energy activate the brain. And then exhale. Hold the breath out. And begin again. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Nice and slow, intentional release. And hold the breath out. You're going to do 2 more rounds at your own pace. When the mind wanders, just bring it back to your breath. And last round. Inhaling. Holding, focusing at the third eye and then to the brain. And exhale. Holding the breath out. And then relax when you're done. Just notice what you notice. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And bringing your awareness to the crown of your head. It's like slipping through the crown right to the lobes of your brain, the right hemisphere, the left hemisphere. Breathing in and out, just sitting in the awareness of your left and right hemispheres of your brain. Where your intention goes is where your energy will flow. So just by awareness, we're bringing in more prana, more life force to this such important part of who we are. And from the outer, more periphery awareness of the left and right hemispheres of the brain, we're going to sink down, almost like you're sinking into a lazy boy chair, right into the center of your head, right into the center of your brain. There's a pinpoint of light, of consciousness. And from this point of consciousness deep inside the center of your head, if the frequency of this light that is you, your unique consciousness, if it was a color, what would it be? Just getting curious, nothing to grasp. If your mind goes, I don't see colors, just imagine if you felt, sensed a color. You could smell a color, hear a color, know a color. Whatever that vibration, that frequency of color that has information for you, that unique vibration from that point of light right into the center of your head. It's like turning up the knob on the radio. We're going to turn up the knob on a dimmer switch, making that light, that frequency, that color brighter and bigger. And just notice what you notice. Is there other energies that push back? Do you feel like you take up the space really easily in the center of your head? It's going to be doing some clearing, some vibrational attunement. Letting that light vibration that is you just go into the nooks and crannies. You don't even need to know the story of what energies are there. Allowing you to fill up the space in the center of your head. And let that awareness and that intention go and simply notice what you notice now. Just sit with awareness. How does your head feel, your brain? Returning your awareness to the top of your head, to your crown center. Seeing if your crown center would like to expand just a little bit more, if it's where it needs to be. Sometimes it can feel too expansive, to feel grounded. Sometimes it can feel too contracted. So just letting your crown center adjust as needed. And right from that soul light, connected into the source of all things, that source of pure love, pure light, pure frequency. Coherence, letting that light come in to the soul light, from the soul light coming into the top of the head, the crown center. And we're going to slow down your awareness, seeing if you can sense, however, the different realms of subtlety, however you perceive it, like slowing it down to feel the energy coming into the crown. That prana, that life force, bathing your brain. Allowing that stream of light to go right down into the center, deep inside the inner brain, where your pineal and pituitary connect. And that pineal gland, that's pineal for pine cone, a little bigger than a grain of rice. It's right in the center, back of the brain. As if it was a lighthouse, a beacon, connecting to that pineal gland. Letting the light flow in. And just notice what you notice as the light continues to flow into the brain stem, moving all the way down that spinal cord, that central channel, lighting up the cerebral spinal fluid, all the way down to your coccyx. Continue to simultaneously have awareness right at that pineal gland as the energy is also flowing all the way down your central channel. And breathe, feel open, letting your system clear, transform as this light comes in. Becoming aware of the field around your body, that unified field. Simultaneously having awareness right at that pineal gland, right the center of your brain. Connecting into the field all around you, a field of light, of love, of consciousness. Relax and receive. And letting that awareness drift into the background. Tuning back into your brain, the left, the right hemispheres, that center of head. Notice what you notice. Do you feel more presence? Do you feel more life force, more activation, more consciousness, more wakefulness? Then move your awareness to your sacred heart. Right in the center of your chest. And feeling the connection between your heart and your brain. Your brain and your heart. Both connected to the unified field of love, space of the divine. Giving thanks to your body, to your spirit, your heart for being present, being awake. And before we close, posing the question and sitting in the field of curiosity of what comes up, of what do you need to be able to have more clarity, to have more clear vision, to own your space, own that place of insight. And trusting what you receive. And when you're ready, can slowly come back 3D world, feeling the weight of your body on the chair. Feeling the air, the temperature of the air on your skin. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, letting a little bit of light in as you come back. So, welcome back. As always, I'd love to hear, whether through email at info@carolinepadgett.com or in the chat, how that was for you. When you're starting to really work with the upper centers, the upper chakras, which have to do all with the brain and the depth inside the brain, you really don't want to spend too much time there at first. Microphone dropping. So you just want to touch in, especially, and like build the energy there. You don't want to like blast yourself, especially if you haven't been grounding or if you haven't been working with the energy centers on this part of the body. So you want to proceed slowly and really sense in and feel, where the adjustments need to come in, and also just trust yourself. Trust you know how to feel your own energy field. You know how to sense what is yours and what is not. As you notice, I didn't go into story of what you're clearing. You can, but you don't have to. And so much of it we can, we love to create meaning. It's just part of also the beauty of life is as human, we do create meaning, but there's times where we can really get stuck in the story. So feeling into, what needs to be clear in your own space to have that sovereignty. So when you do have all the information coming at you and there's so much frequency and light, again, that pineal, pituitary, those glands in our inner brains really are affected by light. They're affected by artificial light, as I have two lights blasting at me. There's such an importance to make sure you have the blue light blockers on your computer, on your phone. I think we all know this, but there's really take care. It really affects the pineal, and the pineal really affects your ability to have true mystical experience versus hallucinations, right? To have true interface with the divine, interface with higher frequency beings versus like a mental apparition, you know. So as always, thank you for being here, and I hope this was helpful. I think it's just such an important practice for our times, and that breath work again is so important to just ground into your body and really allow your parasympathetic nervous system, the vagus nerve, to come online, especially if you're in an activated state, which is so easy to get into. And take care of yourself, take care of your bodies. Again, I know lots of people have been going through it on their bodies with the energies. So take care, and I'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you next time. Okay, be well.